Well, Daredevil Born Again is back in production, and it didn't take long before we started getting a ton of pictures from the set, and some of them confirmed not only the villain, but the return of two other characters we've been hearing a lot of news about. Not to mention a brand new hero showing up in the Marvel Universe. Now, before we do that though, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and ring the bell for all the updates. We do daily Marvel and DC videos, and we want to be your place for all the superhero news, but we're going to bring it to you truthfully and transparently, so you are really in the know. Well, after the strikes all kicked off this summer and Daredevil Born Again took a break, Marvel started reviewing the series and found it was an absolute mess. Now, Marvel went back to the drawing board and started to overhaul the Disney Plus series. The original creative team was, fired, and they added showrunner Dario Scardapane, who worked on The Punisher, to take over the series and try to bring it forward. They also snagged Moon Knight and Loki directors Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead, and they've all taken charge of all the new episodes. Now, we had heard reports that production was going to kick off this week, and earlier today, we got some pictures from New York City that did confirm the show is back in production, but more importantly, the return of Foggy and Karen, the villainous Muse, as well as a first look at what appears to be the White Tiger. So let's start off with the Muse. Now, the picture that we got is a picture depicting the Kingpin signed with the name Muse. Now, the character himself is a pretty new creation in Daredevil mythos, but in case you didn't know, he's basically a deranged graffiti artist who taunts law enforcement and the man without fear by establishing super elaborate crime scenes and art that actually features remains of his victims. That's right, this show sounds like it's going pretty dark. Now that we know the Muse is going to be there, I think it's going to take it to new levels. Now, the Kingpin picture is also interesting because we've seen the Muse paint that in the comics also. So I'm curious how closely these storylines will parallel each other. That's a topic for a future video, but bringing the Muse into this series, who's really a unique villain, is going to be great for the show. The other big thing we saw was something we were teased with at the end of the original series. If you remember correctly, Foggy Nelson suggested changing Nelson and Murdoch to Nelson, Murdoch, and Page. And fast forwarding to the modern day, it appears that's exactly what's happened. Let's check out the signs. Yep, clearly Karen Page has got her law license and is now a lawyer in the same firm with Foggy and Matt. Now, I have to say, this could possibly be from an early point in the series, and the other day we talked about the potential massive tragedy that could be coming for Karen Page, and if you know Bullseye in the comics, who's also returning, you know the level of danger she's in. I have to say, this totally feels like Marvel really, when he went back to the drawing board, listened to fans a little bit and realized what we really wanted was not a re-imaged Daredevil. What fans really wanted was Daredevil Season 4. And as of right now, there's almost no reason not to believe that's exactly what they're going to give us. It's super clear to me that Marvel Studios has listened to fans and what they actually want for the show. Now, this brings us to the final bit of news, and that's the White Tiger. Now, we've been hearing for months that the White Tiger could be part of this upcoming series. The initial reports indicated he was trying to stop a mugging, but found out that the victim was actually being attacked by police officers, one of which the White Tiger kills. Now, earlier today, we got this set picture. Let's go ahead and check that out. And that does appear to confirm that the White Tiger will indeed be part of Daredevil Born Again. Now, there have been multiple versions of the character, but this appears to be Hector Alaya, which was what we were hearing in the initial rumor. Now, in the comics, he pulls his power from the White Tiger amulet, and he does have quite a few abilities, including enhanced strength, speed, stamina, heightened animal-like senses, and the amulet even gives him abilities to heal broken bones and torn muscles. Now, the character has an interesting history with Matt Murdock in the comics, but just him appearing here in the MCU could signal a future for the character either as Hector or a future version of the character such as his sister Ava. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot going on with Daredevil, and if they're filming on the streets of New York, we are going to see a lot of set pictures. I don't think Marvel is making the effort to hide too much, so it doesn't make it feel really like a leak, but if you feel like this is too much information, kick it our way. These are long-standing rumors that have been reported multiple times, so I don't think it's a big spoiler, but some of you might not want to know, and I'm curious how you feel. Sound off in the comments below.